Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Joe, and I'm a psychology major here at the university. Today, what I really want to discuss with you guys is the impact of what COVID-19 had on anxiety levels throughout the entire world. First off, as I'm obviously explaining this to you guys, we all know what we had gone through throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, whether it was loss of family, loss of a job, loss of money, etc. Other than physical and monetary things, we also need to look at the mental side of what each person goes through each and every day during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. To understand what psychology is in a whole, it's basically the understanding of what each and every person behaves as in a social norm to each different situation in a different time complex, in a different personality complex, in a different group of people, etc. There are many different obvious independent variables that upon the actual interaction with either point A or point B, or point A to, let's say, an environmental standpoint, that we can understand that there are two complete polar opposites of what I could feel versus what somebody else could feel just as you're watching this. Another big part of what the psychology aspect has seen throughout the COVID-19 pandemic is the understanding of the high risk and high causation of anxiety. What anxiety is a normal reaction to stress, but due to specific stress levels to specific things per person, it can be heightened into a disorder. Granted, along with this, we have to understand that different societies have different norms and different aspects to how they want to be able to interact with each person and each group each and every day. I read a article that had explained it on a little bit of a further basis in towards a more child-based ideology. The quote reads, "The risk for the future is that we have a group who spent almost a year and a half of their lives in a total blackout." What they mean by this blackout is basically that whole time, wherever you are in the country or wherever you are in the world, that you had to endure a complete self-isolation from whether it's family or friends or a relationship. That, for some people, has caused them a heightened anxiety level due to the fact of the possibility of you getting sick, the possibility of a friend or family member getting sick, the possibility of somebody in your relationship becoming sick, or along with disassociation between those friends, that family member, or in that relationship. Because of these different outliers, it causes a lot of different people high levels of stress throughout these times. And within these times, it's crucial that we are able to figure out ways to be able to interact with these people, such as Zoom calls and phone calls and FaceTime and Skype, so that we are able to understand how to really interact socially, not in a physical standpoint, but in a verbal and more visionary standpoint. Along with that, we can also understand that it had a large effect on the workforce, obviously, with people losing their jobs, people not being able to go to work every day, people having to adjust their work being at home. You also have to take a look at it as students, such as me and some other people, being able to understand that we had to go through a complete online course of something that we may never have seen a day in our lives before, being used to being sitting at a desk with a pencil in our hand, and being able to write everything out and be able to take a test in class and sit there for a lecture and be able to understand what it really is on a person-to-person standpoint, physically embodied into it. Along with that, these anxiety problems can obviously further lead to a higher stake mental disorders such as bipolar disorder and also depression in many different forms. Along with that, we got to understand that we need to make sure that these people are being taken care of, along with studying research of how these different people are able to coerce with each and every day and be able to realize what we can do as a society to truly help these people because they need it the most. That's all from me. Have a wonderful day, guys.